Down with number 8 being Tyler Biadasz. I believe that's how you say his name, Biadasz. I might be pronouncing this really wrong, but great center. He is signed to the Washington Commanders now. So going to the Washington Commanders to the division rivals definitely makes him a lot better. Definitely because of his um, really great run blocking ability. And he's a leader out there. So Washington has been needing a center that's going to step up and become that guy. So I think Tyler's going to do well over there in Washington. 26 years old, 4 years in the league. He's got 3 years, $29.25 million on the deal. 16 games that he played, 1,028 snaps, 3 penalties, and 3 sacks allowed. So overall, not bad. Pretty good year. Yeah, I expect him to become a leader and fill the holes that they need over there in Washington. And I think he'll do a great job. 7, we're gonna have Ryan Kelly, the Colts center. Colts have a underrated and also one of the best offensive lines in football, and no one will recognize that, but they do. Ryan Kelly is a very vital piece to that. Yeah, just a great, smart football player. Fills the holes. So whatever they need a gap filled, he's going to go in there and do what he needs to do to get the running back. Give the quarterback some more time to throw. I mean, honestly, Ryan Kelly is really extremely smart with that, especially with his awareness for sure. You look at Ryan Kelly, 31 years old, 7 years in the league. He has 1 year, $12.37 million on his deal. 14 games he played, 882 snaps, 3 penalties, and 1 sack allowed. He earned himself a Pro Bowl bid, and yeah, he's sneakily one of the best centers in the league. So I hope that he continues to do so, and I do believe he can climb up the ranks. Honestly, with how he's doing with this Colts team. At number 6, we got Mason Cole, who is a free agent. The Steelers did cut him, which is crazy to say that at least because he didn't have a terrible season. Yes, I'm sure he had his liability issues that people keeps talking about in terms of, you know, uh, D tackles getting passed on and whatnot. And yeah, they'll definitely kill your chance of being a center in this league on an everyday basis. But he had some great plays as well, and he was a smart individual. Definitely a center that someone should sign. I definitely think they should sign him for sure. And you look at Mason Cole. He's 28 years old, 5 years in the league, 17 games that he played, 1,069 snaps, 4 penalties, and 2 sacks allowed. That's kind of what you want. That's kind of what you need on an everyday basis. I mean, he did not allow a huge amount of mistakes there. So I mean, yes, he had up and downs. I feel like every center, they're not going to be 100% every play, but I think he's going to be very useful in a team that he goes to eventually when he gets signed. 5, we got Lloyd Cushenberry. Lloyd Cushenberry, he came from the Denver Broncos, was pretty reliable for Russell Wilson. I think he's going to do exactly that for Will Levis. It's great for his development and his productivity. I think Will Levis will definitely benefit from Lloyd Cushenberry being there on the Tennessee Titans. And you look at him, 26 years old, 4 years in the league, and he signed with Tennessee for 4 years, $15 million. So that's fantastic. You look at what he's done: 17 games played, 1,070 snaps, 5 penalties, and only 1 sack allowed. So overall, reliable guy. Definitely what you want on your offensive line, and Tennessee will definitely benefit from having. You got Tyler Linderbaum at number 4. The Baltimore Ravens positive offensive line draftee that they drafted. like 2 years ago, I believe, or 3 years, going on 3 years. But you're looking at like Tyler Linderbaum, man. I mean, he's a reliable center. He's exactly what you need. He is a Baltimore Raven for sure. I mean, they build themselves on offensive line. Right now, it's ugly. They've lost a lot of people from free agency. Definitely guys that are definitely way too injured to even play there. They should retire, kind of thing, in terms of like Ronnie Stanley, for example. But overall, this is an offensive line that's definitely rebuilding and needs to retool, and it all is going to start surrounding Tyler Linderbaum, who's great center, man. At number four, 24 years old, 2 years in the league, 2 years, $4.41 million on the deal. 15 games that he played, 917 snaps, 4 penalties, and no sacks allowed. He did earn himself a Pro Bowl bid. Yeah, really extremely exciting player and a guy that's physical and pretty smart IQ. So overall, Tyler Linderbaum is that guy that you want on your offensive line. You got Mitch Morris, man. The newly acquired Jacksonville Jaguar. Huge loss for Buffalo. Huge loss for the Bills and Josh Allen. Definitely. They got Mitch Morris, reliable veteran. He's been doing it for a long time. Does not allow, doesn't really do, has any plays where he made a mistake at. He's just a reliable guy that you want on your team. Pro Bowl type caliber player every single year. And yeah, I mean, a great acquisition for Trevor Lawrence, and it's going to help his ascendance and how he does at the top 10 QBs, in the league. You're looking at Mitch Morse, 32 years old, 9 years in the league, 2 years, $10.5 million on the deal. Yeah, 17 games played, 1,128 snaps, 5 penalties, and 1 sack allowed. Again, reliable guy, definitely what you want on your team. And yeah, man, I definitely think he'll be fitting in pretty well with Jacksonville, and that's going to help their run game and their pass game. Two, we got Creed Humphrey, man. He is definitely one of the top centers in this league. And honestly, he's like even it up with one, really. But we got to put one and two down. Creed Humphrey is still number two. I still believe he'll be the best center in the NFL very shortly, honestly, with the way he is and the way he has led this offensive line, and I mean he's gotten two Super Bowls out of it. So I mean you got to give credit where credit's due, and offensive line's one of them. Creed Humphrey is a big part of their reasoning of their success, really. Besides having guys like Mahomes and Kelsey and whatnot, but you're looking at Creed Humphrey, 25 years old, 3 years in the league, 1 year, $4.89 million left in the deal. 17 games played, 1,092 snaps, 6 penalties, and 4 sacks allowed. He was a Pro Bowler. Definitely could lower the sacks allowed number, but I mean overall, he is one of the best centers in the league. He's a guy that you need to look at, and he definitely gives defensive linemen fits on game day. So overall, Creed Humphrey deserves where he's at, and I do believe he can be a number one center in the league. In the NFL is the Detroit Lion Frank Ragnow. Um, he's all pro. He's a Pro Bowler. He's a huge anchor of this offensive line. He's a leader for him. Definitely has made Jared Goff's job easier. And a smart dude, man. Smart dude. High IQ for the game. And definitely very reliable, big bodied person. Run block, pass block, whatever you need, he's got you. Yeah, I think Detroit's got the best offensive line coming into this next season, and Frank Ragnow is going to be that leader that leads them to hopefully what they call the promised land of a Super Bowl. So overall, Detroit has someone here. He has a guy. Frank Ragnow is 28 years old, 6 years in the league. He has 3 years, $29.25 million on the deal. 15 games that he played, 989 snaps, 3 penalties, and 1 sack allowed. Phenomenal job for him. He was a Pro Bowler, and he was also a second team All Pro. I think with the retirement of Jason Kelsey, that's going to start into being first team All Pro kind of type of talent. And I mean, he's just going to continue to do what he does, and that's just dominate and really just help their great run game and help their pass game, help their offense. So yeah, it's looking good for Detroit, and their offensive line's looking amazing and looking stacked.